everyone and welcome to the Back to Blighty podcast. My name is Becky and I'm coming at you today from the south coast of England where I live with my partner, our son and our Springer Spaniel called Molly, who is cuddled up with me just here, if you can just see her. So she's on her blanket on the sofa. So I hope you're all doing really well. This is episode 25 and we're in a different place. We're just sitting on the sofa because the light is so terrible now. It gets dark so early. By the time I've kind of finished work and got everything set up, you know, there is no light. So I decided I was just going to snuggle up on the sofa and have a little chat with you. So I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome if you're a new viewer and welcome if you're a returning viewer. It is really lovely to have you with me today. So this is where I talk about all things knitty related and things that I've been working on, some finished objects. Got a couple of acquisitions today. But yeah, it's where we kind of have a little bit of a catch up. So you can find me on the interwebs as Back to Blighty, on Instagram, I'm on Ravelry and I'm on Facebook. So I will pop the links below so you can go and check it out. We also have a group page on the Ravelry site. We haven't got a lot going on there at the moment, but feel free to come along and have a natter and get to know each other. It's always really nice to read some comments. So yeah, the other thing is I've got a giveaway because on my last episode I talked about the fact that we now have over 2,000 subscribers, so I wanted to do a little bit of a giveaway as well. So we've got that and we're just going to talk about a bit of car drama and some other things going on at the moment. So I think we should jump straight into it. So I am wearing my Soldotna, which is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter, and I made this some time ago. And I think it's made from dropped yarn. Everything will be over on my project page on Ravelry, so if you want to find out the yarns I've used, they'll be over there. But yeah, it's lovely yarn, it's commercial yarn, it's really affordable and it is great for colour work. So yeah, my Soldotna. Actually, I shall stand up because the only difference I made is I made it slightly longer than the pattern suggested. So I think the pattern suggested it was kind of up here, but I wanted it a little bit longer. So yeah, love this colourwork sweater. So much so that I made another one and I finished it. So I've made one for the lovely Thea, who is my son's girlfriend, and she loves mustard and it really suits her. And I finished it. So here we go. Really, really love this. Now, it's a bit of a spot the difference at the moment because you can see that on my one here, I missed out another colour. It's supposed to look like that. It's supposed to have these little dots around the top one. And as you can see on my one, they're not there. Basically, I forgot. I was beavering away with the colour work and didn't look at it and yeah, missed them off of mine. But Thea loved mine so much that she wanted one. So all I've done is I've changed the colours from the light teal here into the mustard. Otherwise, they're all the same. But I really love it. So this is a bit bigger. I did the size 4 and also for this project I went up to a 4mm needle because that's how I got gauge. So I'm quite a tight knitter. So yeah, it's so nice. And it suits her really, really well. And on the bottom here, I've got one of my little handmade leather labels. So I popped one of those on it as well. So yeah, really, really nice. Great pattern. So I've got a pair of Soldotnas, although one's not mine. And I'd like a group of them. What's the collective noun for Soldotnas? I don't know. Now there's a thought. A flock of Soldotnas? I don't know. So yeah, so that's my first finished object. It's a great pattern, really clear. Caitlin Hunter patterns are just brilliant. So I do recommend that pattern. And I know there's going to be more in my future. So really pleased with that. The second finished object I've got are my candy cane socks. And here they are here. Now this is the Downtown Shorty sock by Christine Gladwin, so of Sweet Lavender Knits. And this yarn, I don't know what it was a present from Thea, who I made the Soldotna for last Christmas. and it was called Candy Cane, but I don't know who the dyer was. And I just paired it with a green mini that I had in my stash that I dyed a long time ago. So yeah, a bit longer than the Downtown Shorties because I wanted them longer. So these are Downtown Longies, but I'm really pleased with them. I just did 2x2 rib, I popped in an afterthought heel, and I did a wedge toe. So I just basically followed the slip stitch pattern for these socks, but it's a great pattern. It's quite mindless, but it gives a bit of texture. And sometimes you get some colour pooling with hand-dyed yarn, and it's kind of to be expected to a point. But sometimes if you do like a slip stitch design on it, or some bit of texture, it kind of breaks it up a little bit. So yeah, I'm really pleased with those. So they're all my finished objects. I have got some whips, and I've got quite a bit of progress on my whips as well. So the first one I've got is my Annalise Cardigan. And this is by Sana Bajegard. I'm really sorry if that's not quite right. I will pop it on the screen here. So I started this last time, and this is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I am using Drops Sky, and I think I've got a very screwed up tag there. So there's the tag, and this is in the light jeans colourway. Now I've got the body completely done. I'm hoping it's not too screwed up where it's been in my project bag. Just try and sort it out. It's a bit harder to show off cardigans than it is to show off jumpers. So yeah, so I have got quite a bit done. So I finished the body, and I'm working on the sleeves concurrently. And part of the reason why I'm doing that is because I've only got a small amount left. So I'm going rogue. So the pattern has got these lovely balloon sleeves, and I'm not sure I'm going to have enough yarn, and I really don't want to buy any more yarn because this was like a stash busting project. So I'm kind of winging it a bit. So I'm going to do the other sleeve. So I've done that much of that sleeve. I'm going to do the same with that sleeve, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the edges up here. What are they called? Edges, borders. What is that bit? Mine's gone completely blank. Been working today, it's been a long day, so you have to excuse me. So the button bands, that's the one. So yeah, so I'm going to get down the sleeve a little bit, do the button bands, and then I'm going to weigh the yarn and then split it and just see how the sleeves turn out, really. It's got this really gorgeous raglan increase, like a lace on there, which is really, really lovely. And this yarn, and this yarn has got a really nice halo on it. So yeah, it's going to be super squishy and super soft. So I'm really pleased with how it's turning out. Not much longer to go, really. It's a bit more blue than it's coming out from what I can see on the screen, but yeah, it's going to be nice. And it's nice to actually use up yarn that you've had in your stash for quite some time. So I'm really pleased to kind of get that out and make room for new yarn, which is always good. That's living in my Marauders map bag that I made ages and ages ago. But yeah, it's a lovely bag. So that's coming on really, really well. I've done some work on my Chrysler Shawl, which is living in my bento bag by Knitting Bag and Case. And this is using my own hand-dyed yarn. So this is Albatross, and I'm pairing it with this yarn, which is Harvest Hues from John Arbonne, in the Woad colourway. So I've got a label here for you as well. So really liking this yarn. I've told you before, but it's 65% Falklands Merino and 35% Devon's Walk-Balls, just because I like saying it. So yeah, so these are my first two skeins. I don't know how much more I'm going to need actually of the Albatross. I mean, I have got another one here because it did ask for 2, but yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm going to use of that. And I've got another one of the John Arbon as well. So last time I spoke to you, I was where the marker is here. Oh, where is it? There. And I've done that much more. So I'm really loving the way this is turning out. It's going to be so lovely. You can see kind of how big it's getting already. It's kind of past my belly button. So yeah, it's a really lovely pattern, and I think when it's blocked as well, it's going to, hard to show you, but yeah, when it's blocked, you're really going to see all those lovely slip stitches. I really like this I-cord bind off that's across the top, and this is the wrong side, which I think is just as pretty as the right side. Maybe not quite as pretty. Who am I trying to kid? But yeah, love this I-cord binding there. It's so nice. I have 7 rows to go, and then I'm on the border. So I'm hoping that next time I podcast, it's going to be off the needles, she says. It's okay. Camera's just flashing at me. I have no clue what that means, but we're going to carry on anyway. So I'm using higher sharps. No, I'm not. I'm using higher steels, and yeah, it's getting a bit bunched up now. I mean, you can see it's going to be quite a big shawl, as Stephen's patterns normally are, but I'm really liking it, and I'm kind of really liking working with more natural yarn. So this Harvest Hues yarn is really nice, and I kind of want a sweater out of that as well. So yeah, very pleased with the Chrysler Shawl. Again, a really easy pattern to follow. I use my MacBook and I put it up and then I highlight where I am. And I did an update a little while ago and I lost the highlighted bit, and I was like, I don't know where I am in the pattern, and I had to count the stitches. But because he puts the amount of stitches you should have quite regularly, it was really easy to find the place that I should have been in, so I just carried on. So yeah, really loving that project, but I'm kind of looking forward to it being off the needles because I just want to wear it now and I want to cast on something else. So yeah, that's going really well. Okay, just tie that up. So what else? Oh, I've got some new socks on the go. And I'm going to put these on a blocker because it's quite hard to see the pattern. It's got a pattern on it and it bunches up a little bit. So this is living in my lovely little bag from Lorraine at L&S Crafts, and I'm making a pair of socks using my Winter's Tale colourway. So there's this lovely sparkly stellina number and with a little blue contrasting skein, and I am knitting the spruce socks. It's gone for a bit of a Christmas theme, and this is by Caitlin Bartold. I think that's how you pronounce your name, Caitlin, if you're watching. So yeah, it's got these lovely little Christmas trees on it, or spruce trees. So they don't have to be Christmas socks, but obviously, you know, for us they do remind us of Christmas trees. So I'm going to come a bit closer and show you. So there we go. I'm hoping you can see the pine trees there. And it's really sparkly. So I'm really enjoying these. Now, I normally would do an afterthought heel, especially with hand-dyed yarn, because I find that the colour doesn't pull because you're obviously cutting in. So the tube is exactly the same and then the heel's cut in. But with this one, it's got heel flap and gusset. And I've actually really enjoyed doing that. It's been really nice, and it's pulled a little, but not like horrendously. So I am quite pleased with that. and I really like them. A couple of differences. I did the 1x1 twisted rib longer than the pattern suggested, just because that's my preference, and I also did the leg half an inch shorter than what was suggested. Otherwise it's exactly the same, so I'm really liking those. Obviously the other sock will have the pine trees on the other side, so this is the right sock. But yeah, I think it's looking really cute. Love it. Really nice pattern. It was lovely to have a little bit of interest at the top, because then all of a sudden you were like then on the heel, so there was always something to do. But yeah, I really, really like them. Let's have another quick close up so that you can see them. There we go. I'm hoping it's coming out right. Yeah. So yeah, Christmas socks number 2 on the go there. So that's all I've done. I cast this on a few days ago, so I've made quite a lot of progress already. But yeah, really lovely pattern, really enjoying it, quite addictive. So they're my second pair of socks. Oh, I forgot to say actually that my candy cane socks, these ones, were my Strictly Sock Along socks, and they're done. Can you believe it? I mean, I'm never that organised, so yeah. They're coming on really well. Now, the last whip I've got, I can't actually show you because the person who is going to get it for Christmas is probably watching. So, and I can't give anything away. And I could tell them to sort of forward on, but I think that might be a bit tricky. So, but I'm going to show you what I'm using. So I'm using some, well, Exmoor sock 4-ply, and I got this again from John Arbon. It is a John Arbon yarn. There you go. And this was a kit that I bought quite some time ago, and I made the Sansevieria socks, which I will pop a picture in up there. And I wanted to make something because the yarn is so lovely, and it's the best smelling yarn I've ever smelled. It's just so nice. It's the green one that smells the best. Why is that? Anyway, so if I can remember the colours, I think this one was Bouldering, this one was Odd Me Dodd, and this one is Mizzle. So it is a colour work project, but they go really nicely together. And I really wanted to use up those yarns. So yeah, so I've got something on the needles, but I'm not going to show you, even though I want to. All will be revealed soon. So yeah, that's living in my bag made by Rachel. My ginger sailor, we're a ginger family, so yeah, we like a ginger sailor. So, and it's got my team knit badge on there as well, which Ali gave me. So yeah, so they're my whips at the moment. I think I've done quite well, really, apart from I've got yarn in my mouth. Not good. So the giveaway, let's talk about that before I get into a couple of acquisitions that I've bought. So the giveaway, I am going to give away my Winter's Tale sock set, which is this one here, which is what I've made my spruce socks out of. So if you would like to win this sock set, what shall we have? Shall we have, should have thought about this beforehand. I would like to know what is your favourite Christmas tradition. Let's have a Christmassy one because it's a Christmas themed yarn or winter's themed yarn. So what's your favourite Christmas tradition? And pop it down below. So yeah, and I will pick a winner. I'm hoping to do Vlogmas. There, I said it. I am thinking about doing it. I don't think I'll be able to do it every day. I think my life's far too dull to do it every day, and you know, and I'm working as well. So so some of my days are very samey. But I am thinking about doing Vlogmas, and so yeah, so I think I might announce the winner in, I don't know, what should we say, a couple of weeks. So today's the 26th. So should we go with let's go for a round number. Let's go for the 10th of December. I will draw a winner from the comments below and we'll send it to you in time for Christmas. It could be your Christmas cast on. So yeah, leave a comment below. Okay, acquisitions. So I have got 2 acquisitions. Now on my spruce socks, I am using some chalgu needles, and you can see obviously by the red cord there, using my chalgu needles. And I really like the cord. I love my hires, but I don't necessarily like the cable that it comes with, because sometimes they just have a memory, and you know, you can soak them in water, but sometimes if you get like a kink in them, it's really hard to get that out again. So I was a little bit naughty and I bought a set of chalgu needles, and they arrived today. So this goes from, let me see, 2.75mm needles to 10mm needles. And I love the case, look at that. So I bought the whole set. They were expensive, but they're going to last me a lifetime. And also what I'm finding is I like not quite a few things on the go. I like several things on the go, and quite often I need the same needles. So I thought, well, rather than buying just a fixed circular, that, you know, I don't see the point in that. If I want to use them for shawls or hats, or, you know, a cable needle, it's better when you can just interchange them, because that's the whole point of interchangeable needles. So yeah, so I got them and I love them. And I'm going to use them to cast on some new yarn that I bought. So only one acquisition this time. As you know, I've been trying to use up my stash. I'm using up my stash in the Annalise Cardigan and in the Christmas present that we can't talk about. But I was waiting for this pattern to come out. So I had a pattern in mind when I wanted to buy the yarn. Let's start from the beginning. So I saw this pattern, and this is the Astraeus pattern, and it's by Megan Reagan, and Meg does the Bad Wolf Sits and Knits podcast. I think that's what it is. It's a really lovely podcast, and she was wearing this, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I need that sweater in my life. And then she released the pattern. So it's the Astraeus pattern. I shall pop a picture up here. It is just glorious. So for my main colour, I have gone for a blue. Now both of these are Spectrum Fibre. So this is the blue. So it's a really deep, lovely, deep, rich blue. And this is ink, I believe, yes. So this is their DK, and it is 100% superwash merino. And it's just lovely. So yeah, so I've got 3 of those, and Meg used like a yellow gold tone for the kind of stars and the moons, and I quite fancied that. But then I thought, actually, I've got my Azure sweater that's got yellow colour work, and also the Iron Tea, which we don't talk about because that's kind of, it's in hibernation for a bit. And that's yellow as well, so I wanted something different, so I decided to go for this, and it's called Mercury, and it's got these gorgeous speckles of all different colours. So that is going to be the colour work, and I think you'll agree they are going to be so lovely. So I'm going to knit the Astraeus with this yarn on my new needles. It's just like heaven. So yeah, so I'm going to get that cast on really, really soon. I keep telling myself, finish the Annalise, but I might cast it on. You know, life's too short, and you know, we're still in this lockdown sitch, and you kind of think, the nights again, drawing in, it's dark all the time, it's a bit miserable, and so, you know, do something that sparks joy. So not putting my Christmas tree up yet, so might have to cast that one on. Yeah, loving those. So that's going to be my next cast on. I haven't got any other real plans at the moment. I'm kind of just going to see where things take me. The other thing is I've been using the needles for my Annalise, which were the needles that I was using on my bits and bobs blanket. So I haven't done anything on that because I needed those needles. Like, I'm trying to justify why I spent like a fortune on a set of needles, but I don't need to because you all understand. Okay, so what else is going on? Talked a bit about Vlogmas. I think I might give it a go. I think I might do it like every week and do like a little compilation. So I thought that might be quite nice. Part of the reason for that is because I've got an advent calendar coming. Well, it's come actually. So I've done a swap with the lovely Helen from The Fox in the Purple Coat. And we have done a swap advent calendar. So I kind of think it's the first time I've ever had an advent calendar, a yarn one anyway, and it's much better than chocolate. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's arrived. It's said do not open. I've been really good. 4 more days and then I can get in there, so that's really exciting. So I thought to myself, well, actually I've got an advent calendar and you might like to see a little bit of my day-to-day life. So yes, I think I might give it a go. What else has happened? We are now doing Morris practice. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a Morris dancer, and we've started doing some practices on Zoom, although we've changed it to another platform, Google Meets. It's not Teams, that's work. But yeah, so we've started doing that. So and we're getting ready for a little video that we're doing, because normally on Boxing Day we dance and there's something called a mama's play, which is like an old traditional play that's performed, and we can't do that this year obviously because of COVID, but we raised an awful lot of money for the local hospices, so we're still going to try and put something together for that. So we're doing a bit of practice, so that's really good. What else has happened? Oh, I had some car drama, which was a nightmare. So basically my windscreen leaked, it got into all the electrics. It was going to cost me almost £1.5 to get fixed, but luckily I was able to claim it on the people that did the window replacement. So phew, that was good, although it was going to be in for a while because they couldn't get the parts. And I said to them, because I have a mini, like a little mini Clubman, not the newer model, the older model, and I said, please, could you give me a small mini, not a big mini? So they gave me a Countryman, a new one. So that was the first thing. Then they wanted it back, and they said it's still going to take a while for the parts to come, so we're going to get a loan car for you, we'll pay for that for you, which is very nice. It was this massive Hyundai. You wouldn't believe how big this thing was. It was like a tank. So I had that. Then they sold that, so then I had to have another Countryman, but I now have my little mini bag. But I was quite liked the Countryman after a while, but it's a bit big for me, and I work in Brighton, so like I need to park in a really tight space a lot of the time, so just give me a small car. I can't be doing with a big machine. I'm just not that confident about it. I like my car, I know how big it is, I know how I can park it, you know, it's just no hassle. But yeah, so there was a lot of car drama, but it all sorted itself out in the end. So otherwise, not a lot has been going on, still working a lot, still visiting schools and doing a lot of work from home. There's a lot of need at the moment in mental health, so obviously we're kept really busy. Jack is still home. He is studying for uni at home because we're right down the bottom of England on the south coast, and he goes to university in like the north of England in Newcastle, and it's very different tiers and things like that, so he's been studying from home. As I was saying before, the camera completely shut off. Obviously got fed up of me talking and whinging about my car. Yeah, we've got the lovely Thea staying with us at the moment as well. She's part of our bubble, and yeah, otherwise things are pretty much the same as they always are. So I think I shall call it an evening and say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching up to this point and me ranting about my car. I hope you have a lovely knitty week, and hopefully I will see you next week because it's beginning of December and it will be Vlogmas. So Molly's really tired. I'm going to come and say goodbye. Come here. She's very sleepy, so say goodbye, Moles. So thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.